everybody. Welcome to a brand new Daddy Issues podcast. Dean McDermott is in Hawaii with the family. Him and Tori and their 19 kids are in Hawaii, and I guess
counting.
I guess yes, they had 3 kids on the plane over there.
Yeah, the guinea pigs are on a surfboard.
Yes, so Dean won't be able to make it today because one of his children has an ear infection and she can't fly, and it's a whole thing. So instead, we upgraded. We have the beautiful, talented,
hilarious
GloZell green, or just goes by GloZell?
GloZell.
Just GloZell, like Madonna or Rihanna.
Just GloZell is going to be sitting in for us today, and
I'm your daddy.
It's going to be great. It's gonna be, I known GloZell for over 10 years. I knew her when she was just Glow. So it's going to be great. Obviously, we have Nicky Paris here.
What's up?
And I'm here, Adam Hunter. So yeah, it's been a great. First of all, let's just.
Why don't you tell them the heart attack you put us through?
So all right, what had happened was I was running a little late. I couldn't find my keys, of course, and I'm looking through this, and I'm like, we knew that we were gonna have to do 2 podcasts today, so I was like, all right, 3:45. GloZell. I got GloZell in Uber because she's the
our queen.
Yeah, queen. It wasn't an Uber up. It was an Uber X. Okay.
You know, they stopped like 20 times, but it's okay.
Yes.
It's
yes.
okay.
So as I'm pulling into park at the Comedy Store, there is a guy with there's a cop. There's 2 cops. One, and they have their guns drawn, and one has a machine gun.
A machine gun cop.
Yes, it was a machine gun. It was like a rifle-looking machine gun. If you could sense it, it wasn't like a, like a. It was a fucking gun. All right? It was, and it was an automatic. And then they're like, the guy's waving me off. So I'm like, okay, so I pull out, and then I go into the next lot, which I probably should have went down the block further in case it was, and then the guy goes, you can't pull in here. I go, that guy has a machine gun. He goes, yeah, well, they're here to help us. I'm like, what about the guy shooting at him? Like, the guy's like, well, you can't pull in here. I'm like, are you an idiot? There's people with guns out here. So then Nikki's like, where are you? You're running late. I go, there's a guy with a gun outside. Right?
A machine gun.
So he calls me and he goes, hey, Nikki, I can't come in right now.
You should have seen your face when you're talking. I'm like,
I was just like,
I'm like, what?
With the machine gun. And I'm like, very dramatic. So all of a sudden I'm like,
I'm like, oh my gosh, what's going on? What's going on?
I'm like, guys, there's a shooter. There's a killer outside.
I was like, what?
So me and GloZell look at each other, and
we're like, we need to close the door. We need to do something.
I mean, what do 2 celebrities do in this situation?
What do we do?
We have to preserve.
Other people left and they didn't come back. I'm like, they're dead. They're dead.
Yeah.
So let's close the door.
We locked ourselves in.
And we got on the ground.
Right.
So then I'm outside, and then there's like, now there's 9 cops. And they're like, I'm like, hey, what am I have to go in. I have a podcast. And then the guy was like, well, we're all going to storm in here.
Right. That's what he said. Yeah, right. And then, and I go to GloZell, they're going to storm the Comedy Store.
Like, they're not going to know that we're the good people. We're just going to get shot.
So she's crawling on the floor.
I'm
following her. We're trying to turn out all the lights.
Turn the lights on so they don't see us, because this is a secret room. No one knows of this room.
You would thought we were in Florida for Hurricane Dorian right now.
So we were ready.
Crawling. Yeah.
So then finally, they wave us in. They go, okay, what happened was someone tripped over the panic button. And when that happens, all the cops show up. So now I walk in, and I walk in the room, and it's pitch black.
Because we turned the lights.
Kind of see your face.
Well, how about this? She goes, did you lock the door?
Yes.
And I said, yes.
He's like, I locked the door, and I touched the door. It's wide open. Like, it flew open.
So I opened the door, and I hear a shriek that I'd never heard before in my life. You went, ah!
We screamed on the top, because we thought this was it.
Yeah.
You're like, the killer's here. I'm like, it's me, guys. It's
Adam, because I didn't see your face. I saw your silhouette.
It was just
and
dark.
I said, this is it.
Because we turned off the lights.
Yeah.
We were doing what we needed to do to save ourselves.
Well, no, because then you said, Nikki, you're not the guy. You go,
no, he's not.
But we had an emotional.
We did. We have a connection forever.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
I'm still not right now.
I'm not right either.
So,
I'm foaming at the mouth. You just can't say it.
So
now let me ask you a question. If you were a killer and coming down the stairs,
I'm just shell shocked.
Oh my God!
Like I'm like, killer, that's what
would you have seen us in the window?
Yes,
now,
absolutely.
He would have seen y'all behind. You were right there in the window. I'm like, we got to get down on the floor.
But see, if I was ever attacked by, I like to think that I'm very sweet and I could talk my way out of it.
With a gun, with a machine gun.
I could be very persuasive.
You might have screamed so loud the guy might have dropped the gun.
That's where we lost it. We were supposed to be quiet.
That was the thing.
So I did that Mariah Carey whistle tone that only the dolphins hear.
Yes, it was up there.
Yeah.
So it turns out there was no killer. It was just
You.
somebody. Yeah, and I should have been more specific, saying the cop has a machine gun drawn out, not some guy with a machine gun.
Yeah, some guy with a machine gun.
So
There's
where do
16
I?
guys.
So should I bill you for my hemorrhaged vocal cord?
in my therapy.
I thought about telling you that it was the cop with the machine gun, but it was like I had already said it, and I'm like I know that he's flipping out, and I probably pretty funny right now. It's probably a pretty funny scene.
I was telling everybody here. I was like, "There's a guy with a machine
I left
gun."
my
outside.
last message on
Really?
Facebook to my daughter because I'm like, this is it.
Wait, you actually posted that?
Yeah.
Yes.
As your status update?
Yeah.
What does it say?
Outside, it's kind of starting with a machine gun. I just walked in. Cops are here. Oh my god.
I hope
Tell
you're happy.
Ozell I love you.
Yeah, that's right.
That's what I
We're
posted. I'm
sending
like,
messages to
like
Ozell.
this is it. Everyone is like, GloZell is dead.
Oh no.
I was gonna leave my mom my sunglass
but
collection. I
meanwhile,
was deciding. in the
meanwhile,
corner.
while this is going on, GloZell's filming all of it.
Yeah, well, of
so
course.
It's not
Until you
even-
came in, and I was like, and I dropped the phone because we were
So-
screaming.
we
so-
have a video star with us. I don't. If you're gonna be murdered, I don't want to see it not on video.
Right, I'm not gonna miss this.
Right. You.
This is gonna be
the
our most
star
viral
Right,
video ever.
exactly.
So that's the beginning. That's the beginning.
Comedians
of Daddy
dying
Issues.
in the comedy club. You
Right.
can't beat that.
Plenty of
No.
people have died in this club. Usually on stage. I'm saying.
Oh.
Yeah, but in
and
here too.
and in real
Yeah.
life, I heard. Yeah.
Oh.
There used to be an abortion room upstairs. I don't
Shut
know if
up.
I could say that on here. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. All right.
In the
So-
comedy,
so-
are you joking?
In the belly room. Yeah. Back in like the 50s in the mob days.
Yeah, and a couple times last week with some comics. So, all right, let's talk about
Just with a hanger.
the podcast, Daddy Issues podcast. So, GloZell is a new mom.
Yes.
I love your baby.
Beautiful
Thank
daughter.
you. Thank you.
I took Violet last week to we do this like mommy and me
Yeah.
called Zuga. It's so much fun.
Oh my gosh.
But there was a little girl. She was looking out the window, and this other little girl was like 2, and my Violet's 1, and she was at the window first, and she looked, and she just pushed my daughter down.
Uh-oh.
Like,
And you punched that other baby straight in the face.
no. I can't. No, what happened was the nanny grabbed her arm and said, you can't do that. But the nanny can't hit the kid, but she just kind of sternly said no. And then I went over and I grabbed the girl's hand. I said, no, gently, gentle, and kind of taught her. And then she gave my daughter something, and then they gave it back. But then the next day, she had like a little toy.
She, the other girl.
Yeah, they gave out like pom-poms to the class, and her nanny gave Violet the pom-pom, and then she just started wailing, crying, and Violet picked up the pom-pom like she won, like it was her trophy. So then I had to go get another pom-pom to give it to her so she would stop crying. So this is like...
There's so much drama that goes on in these classes because you've told me another story before.
Yeah. Where I told on the podcast how someone started yelling, a father and a mom started yelling at each other. But this is, it's cute. It's actually, just basically, there was one other girl that was like, it was her first day. And not her first, they're just integrating her now. So she pulled Violet's hair. She's like a half black girl. But it wasn't.
Why you had to mention that? Why you had to mention? She also half white, but no, we ain't gonna mention that part.
was
Like,
a half
the
white.
Negro part of her grabbed her hair.
No, she just had. No, I think
my
she
God.
just had
The
different.
Obama part of her.
I think she just had different color hair. It was new,
Okay.
So she was just checking it out, but didn't know her own strength, and then seeing if it was a weave or not. No, okay.
Yeah, don't pull mine.
So then I went over and I was like, no, gentle, and then she was totally sweet. And then the next day, actually, my wife said she ran into the people and they said your husband was so sweet.
Aw.
Felt good.
Honestly, that's nice because if
That is
anybody
nice.
touches my little Violet, I will put somebody in the chokey.
I
like
still
in
want to
Matilda.
punch the other girl.
Yeah, me
I
too.
I'm a little angry about
Me,
that.
you, and the killer. We should all
Yes,
get
the
together and
killer.
dump this little girl.
Yes.
But you've integrated, like your kid is very well behaved. He was
Oh,
at my
thank
party.
you. Yes.
She was like adorable. She's 3 now. 2 or
Yes,
3?
because she know where she show out, she get woe out. We don't play.
Well, what does that mean?
That
Do
means
you
that.
hit him? Do you hit her? I got hit.
I'm old school. I'm from
Yeah.
Florida. Like, you ain't got time to play. I'm not gonna repeat things 2 or 3 times. You need to know that now.
Wait, you actually like spank her in the butt or just a little bit of
Well,
threat?
see, when I'm with others, it's hard to say because y'all don't do that.
Right.
But they be like, "Oh, we need to call service." And like, no.
Right, of course,
No.
of course.
So, but I'm just saying she knows how to
She
behave
seems
because
very-
there's fear.
There's
Yeah.
fear.
There's
No,
fear.
I've been ripped out of restaurants and
Okay.
like taken to the car and like got the shit beat. I mean, the worst when you have
Well,
to
there
go
you
back
go.
into the restaurant and act like you didn't just
And,
get.
and that was by your paraplegic brother. That was
Wow. Wow.
He actually ripped
They
him
all
out.
joined in.
You have very good parents, by the way.
So no, but that's the thing. Is like I don't believe in spanking. I was spanked a little bit as a kid, and it works, but I just don't want to. I don't want to do that. But what are some ways to put fear? Because now she's at the age now. She's 1, but you could tell that she starts crying right away when you take something from her, you know, and if she wants something, she'll just grab it like a straw, even though it's not her. She'll just grab it and won't give it back. And you're like, no, put down the straw. Like, this is not your straw, you know, put it back. How do you...
Give her 1 week with me and you won't have to worry about it. You ain't gonna worry about it. She will give you the straw happily.
The GloZell conversion therapy camp.
Yeah, so that's all I need is 1 week.
But what are some ways that you've helped, like, discipline your child?
I'm trying to tell you by not telling you what I do, and you're going to keep asking me this.
Okay.
Read between the lines, Adam.
Yes.
I got you. No, but that works. Fear is the way to go.
It works, and you only have to do it once, because then after that, then it's like,
Yeah,
Right.
then you start flinching.
do I need to count when
Yeah.
we get to 3, or uno, dos, tres, or our son? She know.
No, because you can tell. I mean, there was one kid there that was out of control.
Out.
The kid was
Of control.
was turning the lights on and off in class. And
There's always one.
and the father, I hate to say it, it was an interracial couple, right? But the father,
Oh my
but
God!
the father was white.
You're
The father was white.
half racist.
And I'm not half racist.
Half
I'm
racist.
just telling you. But the father said to the kid, "Hey, stop it." The kid looks at the dad and goes, "Pfft."
See?
And I'm like,
The dad was white?
Yeah.
Yep.
He wouldn't do that to Lakeisha, the mama. He would not do that to Lakeisha. Like,
He wouldn't have teeth.
she would not.
No.
You see, like, pew.
Yeah.
Yes,
So,
little Timmy Tyrone just going pew.
But now you have your kid in an all Chinese school.
Yes.
And she's going to China. They're going on a trip. We were just
Yes,
talking
yes.
about it.
I'm like,
I'm
her
the travel
friends go to
agent.
China, and she wants to go to China. I'm like, but they're from
Oh, I've been to
China.
China. I love China.
So
You're gonna love China.
it's not that expensive. It's like under $500 to go round trip. So
Wow. So
Have
now,
you ever been?
no, I've been to Thailand, but that's different. It's like, oh,
Yeah, it's a lot different.
you,
Now-
you Africa or Jamaica. No, there's two different
Right, yeah.
people, but you know.
Mm.
I forgot. I'm talking to the
that's
half
true.
racist.
No, that's true. I was thinking about it actually. Now, what was it like though? Like, why did you decide to put your kid in an all Chinese school?
Well, traveling everywhere I went, it seemed like there was people of China.
Yeah.
Well, I'm in Germany. You know, I'm like, oh look, there's a hair store, and like, oh, this guy is Chinese, and then he's not knowing what language, and he's changing languages left and right. I'm like, that is so impressive. Go in Egypt, people of China, they're taking pictures there. I'm like, gosh, they are everywhere. So I was thinking that this is a language that need to be known to talk to a lot of people when you travel or business, something like that.
And not just because they may become the next world power.
Right. I mean, it just.
But that's brilliant because
So-
she's gonna be able to get a job just on the sheer fact that she knows the language alone.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I am very adamant about languages. So Chinese is her third language. She's pretty
Wow.
fluent in Spanish.
Now, what about though?
Alrighty, English
Because
first.
I've seen the pictures and it's pretty funny.
It's
but-
ridiculous.
but, like, it's funny when you show up and they're like, "Which kid's yours?"
All the time. Which kid is yours? I'm like, which one do you think is mine?
Now, how does she
The
deal with
black
that?
one. There's Tommy Lee, and there's Jimmy Choo, and GloZell.
And
Ozell.
she's also like a foot taller than all the other
She's
kids.
taller than the teachers, the Lasha. So that's teachers. She's taller than the teachers. She's taller than everybody.
Now,
And it's through 5th grade?
No, they have
All
a Chinese
the way
school
to
to go
high
that they're
school.
now, aren't you
yeah.
kind of worried though a little bit that she's not gonna have like friends that aren't Chinese? Not that she wants friends that
No,
aren't Chinese. but-
we're in other groups. I make sure that there's that.
Well-rounded.
I've joined African American groups so she would meet African American people.
right.
Otherwise, it was just me.
Because
and
like
her
when she
dad.
goes to the hood and starts using chopsticks.
Now, why we got to be in the hood though?
I'm just saying.
Yes,
is that gonna be
right.
kind of?
She'll know how to order a number 5 correctly.
Okay, that's
Yes,
good.
yes.
That's pretty impressive. All of a sudden she's doing origami with it's just
There
everyone's
you
gonna-
go.
That's that. What? No.
Yes.
Now
I should
I
do
noticed
origami.
that. Now you said you don't drive,
Right. I'm not a good driver.
so you must fit in great with the parents. It's a Chinese school. No kidding.
Oh.
no.
Boom, boom.
no.
Oh, but you know what? That is true. That is
Yeah,
Oh, there's
no.
truth to all stereotypes.
Yeah.
When we're
100%.
because it's like in a Chinese neighborhood, I'm like, are they trying to kill each other?
Yeah.
I don't understand, and I'm like, can you not like peripheral? Like, what is
Yeah.
you can't see what's going on? But I don't know. I don't know if there's no stop sign. When I go to China, I'll know better.
Right.
How many languages do you speak?
0. I speak none.
Now, GloZell, you are so fascinating to me.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I know you and then I don't know you.
Oh, okay.
Like you're one of these people that like It's so interesting the things that you've done. So
Thank you.
I met you. I was a warm-up comic on the Playboy channel.
Yes.
It was called Night Calls.
Yes.
You were on the Playboy channel?
No.
But she was in the audience.
Yes.
Oh, because her friend or family member
Yes.
worked there. We'll
Yes.
just leave it at that.
Yes.
So, but she was the sweetest woman. But this show was like 2 naked girls and like 15 naked girls behind them. It's called Night Calls.
And they
It
needed
was-
a comedian.
And then my job, it was the only job I ever showed up early to in my entire life.
Yeah, I bet.
And I'm like, hey, what's going on? And no one wants to be even seen. Everyone's like, get out of here. It's like people want anonymous stuff. And then
was
I'm
a
like,
great show.
and I'm asking everyone like where they're from, what their name is. You know? So it was just all, and then GloZell there. And I'm like, wow, this is like it's very out of place. It was like it was very seedy men or boyfriends of the strippers and GloZell.
Oh, funny.
But I didn't realize at the time, like, you are okay. So where did you grow up?
Orlando, Florida.
You grew up in Florida.
Yes.
And then you were a theater major.
Yes, a musical theater major. Go Gators. I graduated from the University of Florida.
And your sister is an opera singer.
Yes, she is. She's a very good opera singer. She graduated from Stetson University.
So you guys were just like, because it's so funny because you're obviously really so talented. You wouldn't have gotten 80 million hits a week if you weren't so talented. But you wouldn't know. Like, it all made sense when I was like, of course she's a fucking theater major. Like, and then you went to the Groundlings.
Yes. When I came here, it was all about funny, and you hear about the Growlings, and I'm like, I want to do that. And so I did. I enrolled, and I was there, and I had a great time. Yeah. And from there, I'm like, okay, what do I want to do? I was doing stand-up, and I kind of felt like the night group, wasn't my group. That wasn't we were talking about who's your audience. That wasn't my audience, but that's the only outlet at the time. So they usually let me go first because I call myself like the Sesame Street of comedy. And then, as you get later and later, they get raunchier and raunchier, funnier and funnier. So I got a lot of gigs because I was there on time. I was early. People are late.
You also
got bumped a lot.
You also do glow. I mean, you
thank you.
have but now, were those some of the characters you do on YouTube, ones you made at the Groundlings?
No. Actually, yes, there was a few that came out from there.
Because I was like, oh,
yeah, that's true.
I was
That's
like,
true.
holy shit.
No one's never made that connection because not too many people bring up the Groundlings because it's always about YouTube. So yes,
but
Adam is smart.
But then you went to 600 Tonight shows in a row.
Yes.
And you sat in the crowd.
Yes.
And you studied.
Yes.
Everything.
I've seen, if there was a talk show, I know everything. I knew everything that Jay Leno did because he's very OCD. And I'm like, he's going to pick up his pen. He's going to do this. And he would do the exact same thing every day. He had this, he'll scratch, he's going to turn around, he's going to go. And so I had it down pat. People were like, what? And I started writing a blog about that.
Was that your dream to be a talk show host?
No, as a comedian growing up, the dream was to be on the Tonight Show.
Right.
Because back in the day when Johnny Carson would like, okay, you can come to the couch, life is made, that was it. Now, since then, you could be famous and never be on any television show, through the internet. But that was it. And I'm coming from a television background, and that's what I loved.
But you're so funny because you start having your own talk show.
Yes.
During the talk show.
During the talk show.
So you're interviewing people in the crowd.
Yes.
While Leno is interviewing people there. And
Yes.
to the point where you got kicked out.
Yes, he recently found this out. Yes, by Stuttering John.
Stuttering John
yes,
told me.
who ended up being my friend.
They banned you, which
Yes.
is such bull. First
yes.
of all,
And they started their own blog. I was the only one that had a blog about the Tonight Show, and then now I don't even know if they still have it.
I mean, and they must have been when you hit it big. They must have been like, man, she was in front of us for 600 days
I
in a
was
row.
right there, and I always wonder, and I don't even want to know the answer if it was Jay. Because I was so enamored and I loved him so much. If it was him, like, could you please get rid of this? She's, because I was getting, people were interviewing me and I was on radio shows and it was become bigger and bigger. And I'm like, I'm sitting right here. All you had to do was be like, hi, anything.
Did they ever showcase you on the show?
Never.
Never once.
Never. They would pull people out of the audience for different things all the time.
That is such bullshit.
But I still love
I'm
the show.
never wearing denim on denim ever again.
Never again. But because I was there, and from there it went to YouTube, I would have never started if it wasn't for them. And so I
mean, it's
I
so
always
crazy
love
because
them.
I was telling you before, like, you were the YouTube
Thank
star.
you.
Like, I remember being in middle school, and you were the first YouTube star. So what made you want to get on the platform first before anybody else?
Well, I hadn't heard, when I would write in my journal, and then somebody from Tonight Show was just like, well, what you writing? I'm like, I'm writing like, oh, the bathroom stall, the third one is broken, and this person from Russia is here, and I couldn't take a picture because he's here with his girlfriend and not his wife, and da-da-da. And they're like, well, why don't you put it on the blog? And they started reading it, and people started reading it. I went from a blog to vlog. Now I'm taking pictures from the vlog. Then it was slow one day, and someone's like, there's a YouTube thing. You just upload it there and copy and paste, put it on the blog. And the blog was like, GloZell Loves Jay Leno. That was the name of the blog. It's still up. So.
No, because I had a talk show pilot, like I produced myself, and
ADD,
she showed up and did the same thing, and I was like, wait, why does her blog have more hits than my show? Like, what the hell? So then me and GloZell hits me up, and she's like, we have at the Coffee Bean down the block.
I was stalking him. I'm like,
she was like, okay, you're doing comedy and this and that. What do you think I should do? And I was like, I don't know. I go, it's such a hard road. They make it so hard to like. They have so many gatekeepers.
Yes.
And you have something really special. I don't know. I should just come up with characters, film them yourself, put them out there, and then create a buzz that way. And I didn't realize that, like, how prophetic that was, because I was like, oh my God. Because next thing I know, someone's like, hey, you hear that GloZell's interviewing Obama? I was like, yes. I think I told you that yesterday. Like Jesus Christ.
At the White House, yes.
So now, what was that? I mean, what was that like?
I felt like I made it to my mom because in that crowd, because up until then it's just kids. No one was really on the internet. They didn't really understand the internet. People are not checking YouTube. They didn't know what's a YouTube, anything. But President Obama at the time, it was like, huh, what? Because everything you do is stupid and dumb until you start making money or the president calls. You know, then it's like
a different game.
Oh, that's my daughter. That's my niece. That's my cousin. So that gave me like street cred.
But how did you like who like the White House calls you?
Yep. And you're just like click.
So the White House calls
you.
You
thought it was a prank?
Why would the White House be calling me? I got kicked from the Tonight Show. How would I get in the White House? This made no sense.
So the White House calls you.
Yes.
You're home one day.
Yes.
You're with your husband,
click.
hanging out.
And then, then there's emails and you're just like, this looks official.
And they said Obama's a fan?
Want you to come interview him. Yes, and they're just like, huh? And the scariest part about that is that they never asked for my license. They never asked for a fingerprint. They didn't ask for a passport. That means they knew everything they needed to know about me. That is how.
Or they were really sloppy.
I don't think so. Like, I walked in, la, 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 la. I had my shoes off because I thought I was going to try to look cute, and I had new shoes, and they hurt. So I'm like, what are they going to do, kick me out now? And I was walking around.
You took your shoes off?
I was walking around the White House with no shoes on.
No.
Them dogs were barking. They were barking. And I was mad because I thought we was going to get some food. I'm like, we ain't eating up here. We passed by 50 kitchens. There's like 100 dining rooms. I didn't get a sandwich.
Now, you're really good with your family, though. Like, you're so, because you take care of your mom. First of all, I go GloZell and family to my wedding, right? She brings 27 family members. Like,
we gonna eat.
I was like, I'm like, your entire, but people tell me, my wife's like, honestly, the best part of our wedding was GloZell. Like, she goes, she made our wedding.
I had so much fun.
She had everyone dancing.
We had a good
It was
time.
like honestly, if you're thinking about having a wedding, don't get a DJ or invite GloZell.
GloZell party
so
services.
much fun.
My stepmom, one of the last things I said to her before she passed away, she goes, who's that lady with the green lipstick? And I'm like, I know, oh, it's GloZell. She's like, yeah, she was the best. She's like, so who is that woman? I'm like, no, she's big on YouTube. And I gave her the whole thing. But so now I heard though when Obama, right before at the end of the interview, you said, hey, thank you to you and your first wife.
Yes! I could have died. I thought I was Barbara Waltering. I'm like, I'm killing this interview, right? Then I'm like, okay. So what had happened was, they're like, you can give him a gift, but make sure you don't touch him. He knows not to touch. You can't don't touch him. Okay, fine. And I'll just offer it and I'll put it down. But when I offered, he took it and his hand was touching. And so there was I'm about to get shot. I was so scared because you hear, people talking into the wrist, and I'm like, did he not know the rules? And I'm like, this is for your first wife. And he was like, my first wife is there something that I don't know? And I was like,
so funny.
Yeah, so there you go. Of course, that's what's on CNN. That goes everywhere. I'm like,
I have a friend who plays golf with Obama.
Oh.
And I was like, what's Obama like? And he was like, he curses the whole time.
Really?
dropping words that like I'm not allowed to say. Like, and then the questions he was asking about other comedians were like, man, Chris Rock doesn't seem like he gets a lot of pussy in high school. Like just things that you're just like, oh my god. So
really,
this is coming firsthand. It's not a guy. It's my friend, because I was like, what was Obama like? He's like,
he's real cool. He's down. You would think like I had to
that.
keep from calling him the N-word. Like, what's up, man? Like, because he was like that chill. Like we went way back. He's that down. He's amazing.
And how did you prepare for that interview? Because that's
I
possibly the
didn't.
biggest interviews of all time.
Well, I asked my fans, what is it that you want to ask? Because I'm not a political person. I don't talk about politics, which is probably why they picked me, because it's not like, oh, she's this way, she's that way.
Right.
You know, so that's how I picked.
But people assume you are, though, because you and Hillary are friends, right?
Well, after that, you know, you kind of end. So people just assume one way or the other, and that's fine. That's
right.
fine.
But it's funny, though, because like I said, Scott Baio is a good buddy of mine.
Yeah.
And he's always like, me and Scott always taking pictures, and then all of a sudden I'll get all these
hate.
I'll get hate, or I'll get people that are Republicans, like my new best friends. I'm like, no, this is just a friend of mine. But you always liked the picture too, and I was like,
I love Scott Baio.
So to me, that's really cool.
I mean, I grew up watching. Everybody loves Chachi.
Yes.
You don't just throw that away.
No.
Yes. No. 1,000%. But
Right.
but you've been so lately you were in a movie last week.
Yes, I've shot a movie because I'm branching out. Thank you, YouTube, and we're gonna be talking about that. Adam has other places that I can venture out to.
Yes.
So I'm venturing out, and one of the things that landed was this movie. It's gonna be like it's like a Lifetime Hallmark kind of romantic comedy type of thing, but it's a little more edgy. So it's gonna be on Ion, I believe. It's Ion. It's a network, and it's funny. And so I'm hoping to do more of that. I will be doing more of that.
What's your character?
Well, first of all, it was supposed to be for a white British guy. It was supposed to be a like a Mr. Belvedere, a butler type of person, and then they're like, we need to darken this up because everybody's blonde. Da, da, da. So then they pitched me, and they're like, okay. So they had to change it.
Yeah.
Because I was going, Miss Julie. By the fifth Miss Julie, I'm like, look. This might have worked for the old white guy, but now I'm serving.
Yeah, that sounds.
And I'm saying Miss Julie a little bit, like by the third time.
Yeah,
I should be tap dancing.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, Miss Julie.
Now, did you get a lot of? Because I know when I can't imagine the comments you must have gotten back in the day. Like when you did that cinnamon challenge.
Oh my
you got
gosh.
52 million people
57.
saw it. 57 million.
Yes.
How do
on my channel, people take it, and it's everywhere. Yeah.
I mean, it's easy to be like some people going, you're the funniest person alive. But when you get like hate, how do you deal with that?
Well, you've gotten hate mail before you've gotten to that point, and you just have to not read it. Because it was scary, because when you see something go up that quick, you're like, well, what's going to happen? I don't know. And then people are calling you, and you're on the Good Morning America, Today Show, people showing your clips, and you're just like, I don't understand. But people going to hate. Since I was already older when I started, you kind of like whatever. Since I already was kicked out of the only place I ever wanted to be, like nothing was going to be worse than the Tonight Show.
Were you crying?
Well, because it happened to be a day that my mom was there, and they called me to the green room. So I thought this was it. I'm like, this is it. I've been out here for 2 years, out, sun, rain, no matter what. I was out there. I've seen President Obama before when he was running. I've seen everybody. I've seen Prince. I've seen, this is it. They know I'm here. And then they said, you're no longer allowed to be here. It was just that quick, that like that. And I couldn't compute what they were saying. It was just like, are you joking? Jay's going to come out and you're taping this, right? So that part was hard because it happened to be my mom was there. So I had to tell her that. And I don't know.
At that point, you're like a struggling actress. You're trying to make it.
This was my thing.
And now you're.
Everybody knew. People dropping food off. People giving me rides. Like I lived there.
How long did it take you before you were like, okay, I have to get back up, and how long did you live in that set?
Well, it was kind of. I guess it was like a Friday, and I was like, well, this is my last video because what am I gonna talk about? And they're like, well, we're not watching because you're talking about Jay Leno. We're watching because of you.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay. So I kept going. And one day they followed me. The Tonight Show follows me on Instagram, and they follow me on Twitter. I'm like, okay, well, and that was when Jimmy Fallon came. So
Now,
I
was
felt
there-
like that's cool.
Was there? Because I know sometimes there are people out there like when I wanted to do when I did the Tonight Show the night before, and I needed spots to run my set. I found out that day, and there are comics.
I was so happy it was you.
Oh,
I was like, of all people, at least there's somebody I know.
And then there were comics that were like, "Sorry, I'm already booked tonight," and I'm like, "But I'm doing the Tonight Show." They're like, and the guys I've given spots to, and
Right.
they're like, "Oh well, you know, it's not about you," and I'm like, so, "Okay, all right, no problem." But now, like in my head, I have like a list of people that I'm not gonna help. But then I'm like, that's negative.
Right.
That's just taking up negative space in my head. But there's still like a little bit of like did you have that a little bit when the Tonight Show? Like, you know what? Fuck you guys. I'm gonna show you guys.
Oh
what
yeah,
is-
it's like being in a relationship and you got dumped out of nowhere. You know, even though it was one sided. Like I feel
Right.
like I was given.
You thought it was going to go another way.
Right. And even if it stayed the same, and I had to be thankful because I would have still been sitting out there. You know, like it had been 3 years, 4 years. Fine.
No, it was the best thing that ever happened.
It was the best thing that ever happened. You don't know right then.
And it helps you realize your worth.
Thank you very much. It's
Speaking
things
of
like that.
relationships, I didn't know you were married. It's your second husband.
Third.
It's your third husband.
Yeah.
Now, who are these guys?
Who are these? How far are we going? What we talking about now?
I didn't even know about these men. All I knew was Kevin.
Oh, that's the one I'm married to.
I know, but there was other marriages. There was guys before him.
That's what you want to talk about? What do you want?
No,
Before
I
that?
don't. I mean, I just want to know. Well, what I wanted to know
You wanna
is
know?
after you became this big star, did those guys come back and contact you and say congratulations, or did you just they're out of your life?
It's very interesting. When is this going to air?
Monday.
Monday.
Okay, well. Okay. What was the question?
You know the question.
Okay.
After you became a big star, did these guys
Yes.
come back?
Yes. I've been contacted by their families and them. And also, I mean,
They
because
asked
they
you for
have
money?
their. No, because I didn't mess with no poor people like they have money. Honey, no. I know you're trying to put me
Good.
in the hood with everybody else.
I'm not trying to put you in the hood.
Half blacks,
You're
know,
from-
ordering
you're from-
Chinese food.
You're
But,
from, you're from Florida.
you know,
All right, go
but
on.
yeah. But I would say now that fame, because when my husband and I met, it wasn't quite there yet. And that has affected the marriage completely.
Really?
Yes.
Your current marriage?
Yes. Yes. So I'll just,
How so?
because my fans are young. So there's no like filter. You know, they're taking pictures, they're posting, and he's very ex-military. And you've got kids that's coming up taking pictures, snapping all the time.
Yeah.
And that's not.
He's like, back the fuck up.
yeah. You know, I'm like, you can't say that. These are kids.
But is it coming from a place that he's like protective over you, or he just likes it, like a separation?
It might have
between
started
you?
that way, but now I've been on YouTube for 10 years. It's an annoyance.
Yeah.
And so now we don't go anywhere because most people don't even know, I was a dad, or because, he didn't sign up for that.
He's a very private person. And
Yeah, he didn't sign up for that, know,
Yeah.
so there you go.
Hmm.
So that's crazy. So I'll be here again. Yeah, so.
Yeah, well, yeah, but I could see that. You know, it's hard though because I remember seeing
And also everybody from his family ask about me. So I was like, so she interviewed Obama. So I saw this video. I didn't like this or that. It's
yeah, that's the thing about YouTube.
always about me.
Do you feel like he accepts that part of your life?
no.
No.
Next question.
Well, that's the thing about YouTube stars. Like I remember one time seeing like Tom Green at a diner, and that was like when Tom Green first became like.
Oh, I used to love. I mean,
Me too, but the problem is there were all these drunk people that they see him and they see him do all these stupid things on TV,
Right.
and then they were coming up to him and just sitting on his lap taking
doing
pictures
pranks and because he's known from pranks
and
doing-
right in his face, and
Yeah.
he's just trying to eat. And I'm like, man, this is hard because
Right.
another guy but then if you saw like a Martin Short or somebody who maybe a more respected actor, people would be, oh hey Martin, can I have your pic?
Exactly.
So with being a YouTube star,
Yes.
people just there's no boundary.
Right, because it's not like, oh, GloZell, a character on television. This is like she's right there, and and with the internet, people are used to seeing people on television. Your television is that far away, or your movie screen is even farther away. But now we've got computers and phones, and they physically are closer, and they just really, really think that they know you.
Oh my god.
And so it's annoying for everybody. I lost friends because not everybody wants to be on the internet and post like, oh, I saw you with GloZell. Yeah, well, she swam in the,
But why would you lose friends because of that?
because if they're not actors, if they're doctors, lawyers, psychiatrists, it's like, oh,
Private.
your your clients saw you with the girl who swam in cereal, in the bathtub. Like, well, how credit, how.
But I will say that my GloZell has taken a very classy, wholesome route compared to a lot of the girls who are soaking tampons in vodka.
Yes, that's
okay. You never ate Tide Pods. You never had to do that.
Well, they took that one down. But
You really ate Tide Pods? No.
Well, I'm like, what does it taste like?
Oh,
No.
You really tasted a GloZell? What did it taste like?
Soap.
Oh.
Tastes like soap. We all know what soap tastes like.
Well, now, is there a pressure to, because it seems like some of these things are getting dumber and dumber to have to keep up?
No, there's no pressure now because YouTube has really shut down, and they've shut down for someone like myself because they're like, if GloZell does it, so many people are going to do it. So and that was almost my bread and butter. Like challenges, just doing things that I thought of were crazy.
That's how you're making a living.
Exactly. Too. So once again, I feel like this is my Tonight Show moment where you need to reinvent, you need to do something. So it's a perfect timing because Adam and I was talking about something else, and I'm doing movies, and you're going out and you're seeing.
Well, speaking of movies, I mean, you've been in. It's funny because I was like, because I hate auditioning.
Oh my gosh, isn't that the worst?
I'm learning. Someone gave me some actually good advice. I think it was Gene Hackman. Said he loves auditioning because it's the only time that you can actually play the part exactly how you want to play it.
Ah.
And I'm like, that's how I got to start looking at things. Because
I thought that Gene Hackman just gave you that advice.
What? He didn't tell me. He told someone that.
Oh, I'm like,
but
I
was
was just
like,
hanging out.
It was like a game of telephone.
No, but I'm like, that's great. That's actually a great piece of advice that I'm going to actually use. But for you, you said that because I was like, did you audition for Trolls and this and that? No. Those were just given to you.
Right. Trolls, Wreck-It Ralph. I was in a Kevin Hart movie, a Wedding Ringer, where they're like, oh, GloZell's there, her fans will be there, and they do that. They give parts to YouTubers, like here's a line or two that they would give to anybody. So, but this way you have a following, and now it's about your following.
Can I ask you as a parent, what do you think about the new wave of YouTube talent?
Okay, you could have just said internet talent, but we're gonna say, they're gonna come and go. They're going to crash and burn. We see them all the time, like, oh, they're popular now because they did something really stupid. And then you don't see them next year. And except for, like, Catch Me Outside. How about that? Somehow.
She's a rapper now.
Somehow.
Like, yeah.
And so,
like White Horse,
to the
White
detriment
Jays.
of all the other little kids who want to do that. There's only there's 5,000 Kardashians, but that one family, there's one chick like this. They want to do something really quick and fast. And it might happen for you quick and fast, and then it'll leave quick and fast.
But she was also like actually not even a YouTube star. She was a
Right.
Dr. Phil star.
Right.
Who became big and now is doing that. Like if she actually started off making those videos, people might not even know who she is.
Right.
But because it was like
But then someone took
some kind of legitimacy of being on Dr. Phil.
And someone took the soundbite and they made something out of
Viral.
it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
If no one did that and just watched the show, no. But
what do you think has been your secret to success?
well, first of all, longevity comes from being steady and keep putting it out there. And I don't really do anything too bad. It's like people don't really hate on me because I'm hating on somebody else. When I talk about celebrities, I'm hoping that they're like, oh, that was funny. I like them. I hope she says something else about me. So when I run into Kim or if I run into Ariana, they're like, that was funny. Because they all listen. I met somebody who was like, Chelsea Handler, she hates me so much. I'm like, I don't think. Actually, it was Tori. Yeah. We just did something where we were looking at a sloth. They paid us thousands of dollars to look at a sloth.
Who did? What do you
It was Tori Spelling and I.
Yeah.
Were paid to look at a sloth.
Wow.
Random. And
was it Dean?
Yes, she paid us in Hawaii.
No. Was Dean the sloth?
No.
Oh.
No. So she was saying that you do that things do hurt.
Yeah.
And you think, well, you're a big star. People say all kinds of things. So I don't want to be one of those people. I don't want to be someone to say GloZell. That's what made me feel like maybe I'm not a real comedian because a real comedian be like, I don't care.
No, it's not true.
I don't care.
That's not true.
I couldn't be a.
In fact, it's the opposite. It's like
I don't want.
But I feel like the new YouTube people, they're trashy. Like,
I mean, look at Ellen. Ellen's a real comic. You never see her bad mouthing people.
No.
She does it behind the scenes.
But then there's a lot of people that like go on these shows and just shit talk people,
right?
But they're not real comics.
No.
They're just in front of on E or
and
VH1.
they have their way of being famous too. That's what they do. And bless them, whatever. But that's not my style, and that's I think keeps me going people like, oh, work with her because she's not difficult. You know, I'm gonna show up on time. I'll be there. I'm
You're
gonna do my thing. And
now you recently lost like, but how much weight did you lose?
I stopped counting at 75 pounds.
75 pounds. How did that happen?
Well, you know, it's around the IVF time. Like when you're taking shots, I did IVF 12 times.
What's IVF?
IVF is when you take shots to try to get eggs, to try to have a kid.
Okay.
Now, from the result of doing that, I end up with GloZell, who's biologically mine. I say my green eggs, my husband's ham, putting together in someone else, some other body, some surrogate carrier. And you're doing that, and that blows you up. You get 5 to 7 pounds each time, and I did that 12 times plus eating all day and night. Okay, yeah, it was okay. It was the food.
Right.
Okay, that's
so it's like
food.
okay.
And so when I stopped doing that, and I started, being vegan, that helped jumpstart a lot of things.
Were you worried about being less funny? Because it seems like
yes, I did.
It seems like the prettier you get, the more people are less likely to laugh.
Yeah, well, thank you. So I was thinking, I'm like, fat is funny.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's just funnier. Anything that you do where you're moving and things are jiggling, well, I'm like, it's funnier. But then living is also.
Yeah, living is.
So
better.
living is also. And so it all kind of going on like, oh, you're losing weight, you're looking different, and now it's time to move into other things in my life. So
when did the green lipstick start? Sorry, Nikki.
The green. Is Nikki here? Because it's only been you talking.
Go on.
No, the green lipstick happened. Well, I'm known for like the cinnamon challenge and all that. That is so original. It was that and the Hulk. I've never heard that before. Never.
Go on.
The green lipstick
this is why he
happened.
doesn't talk, by the way.
A few years ago, Halloween, there was green lipstick, and I did a video, and I was talking about, and I had on green lipstick, and it was nothing but hate mail. It was a hate. We hate this. Really? What is on your lips? It's disgusting. Like, then you vote the Grinch. Yeah. So I was like, wow, I'm going to keep it. Yes. Anybody green, the Hulk. Yes. So I kept it for a few while because people hated it, so I never gotten so many comments. Then I didn't wear it, and people were like, well, where's the green lipstick?
Oh my god.
Yeah, people know you for the green lipstick.
I thought now, last name was Green.
It is green, but if you watch the cinnamon challenge and you watch there was no green in there. I never wore green.
I always thought because GloZell Green, was green lipstick.
It makes more sense. Yeah, I just happened. That is my real name.
Now, does GloZell watch your videos?
No.
No.
One day she will, but she's never seen. She doesn't know.
So she doesn't know mommy's a YouTube star.
No, she doesn't know. No, not at all.
You have her like when she was at my house. She had the best time in every single thing.
She had better time than anybody at that party.
She loved it.
She got in the bouncy house. There wasn't even a pool. I mean, like the kiddie pool was supposed to be for something else. Like, it was a game. Yeah. Oza got in her bathing suit. She splashed it around. I'm like, well, y'all, no one's playing the game. Oza swimming in your pool.
She loved it. But then when it was time to like go, she was you have her like military trained. It was like a dog. You know, when you like dogs running around and you snap your finger and all of a sudden I'm just like, oh my god.
She knows mommy's gonna.
Yep. Yeah. It's like when it's time to go, we have this conversation. We're not going.
But you think it's the Chinese school that they discipline the kids harder?
That I've never seen anybody act up at Chinese school. I don't know if they go home and cane these children.
They'll hit the kids at Chinese school.
I don't know what
they're working all night.
Lin and Chong are doing, but I mean, if you go to a preschool and you don't hear a sound, them kids are like, they're playing. They're writing the characters, like look like chicken scratch to me. I was just learning the characters.
Wow.
And they're having the grand old time, and she loves it. But you wouldn't think there was nobody in there.
Wow.
Turn the sound on.
The children of the corn.
The children of the corn.
Now, do actors
and they're inside. They don't play outside. There is no
all?
outside. No, it's from 9 to 12, and they are inside the whole time. I'm like, this is not gonna work. That's fine.
And it's every day.
No, she goes twice a week there, and from 9 to 12, and then there's a class that she takes on Mondays and Wednesdays. So it's 4 days a week.
So what do you do? Because with us right now, like I'm leaving tomorrow for a comedy club, so I'm gone for 4 days. Come back, I'm doing a cruise ship. I think that's the last one because I got bad reviews
on the cruise ship.
Yeah, not from the guests. They have these comedy club managers that like they're scoring the comics, and they're like. Appropriateness of material 1 to 5. Did everyone laugh? Did people groan? But then there's off stage. You get I got I got a bad grade because I wasn't saying hello to people as they were walking in. I was on my phone at the bar. I'm like, yeah, I'm not supposed.
Oh, they want you to like greet people.
What am I, the greeter? And then
I'll take your place if we're going to Hawaii.
Then it was like, am I doing the other activities on the ship? I'm like,
what?
I'm like, no.
You're the comic.
I'm in my room. I'm doing work. I'm getting sleep. I got a kid. I don't have time to like do the ice sculpture. Like I don't really want to be around the drunk people all day long. You know, they're kind of annoying.
That is hilarious.
But then at the end, they want you to go and talk to the manager. Go, what was my grade for the week? And the last one, it went so well that I thought that I'm like, I'm not asking them my grade. I go, and I think that they get insulted that I didn't, because they're so used to comics being like, hey, so how did I do? And like me, and I'm gonna make you feel. I'm like, I'm not fucking doing that. I've been doing this 22 years.
It's the people with the little power. It's that little bit of that person with the whistle. You know.
So he gave me a 3 out of 5. Because he said that, like, he goes, I did so many jokes, I overwhelmed the crowd with jokes. That's what he said, and they weren't getting all of them. And then I was getting some groans before laughs. So I'm like, okay, all right, well, this is not for me. But anyway, so I got to be away for 7 days on a cruise. There's 2 ships. And then I come back, I'm here for like a day. We're doing something, and then I go to, so I'm gone for like 19 out of 20 days almost. So which means we have to get a nanny from 7 a.m. to 6 every day at like, you know.
So your wife is going?
No, my wife works.
Oh, okay.
So we're talking like north of like, 16, whatever, an hour. And it adds up to like $700, $800 a week.
Yes, it does. I have a nanny every day, yes.
How do you do that?
Barely. I mean, but I wanted consistency because the job is up and down. Like sometimes I'm sitting there like, why am I paying this nanny? I'm sitting right here with you. But I didn't want to. When you find a good one, you don't want to like, oh, I need to find a nanny and
somebody you could trust,
right? So I just keep the same one all the time, and it's expensive, and especially it's like, oh, like today you made it's 10 minutes after 5, basically an hour. You're just like, oh man.
Now, do you fall like today? The nanny was there. Mm-hmm. She cries immediately because like I'm there. Doesn't want the nanny. We had a new one because.
Well, your daughter is used to you two.
I know. So
GloZell is not like that at all. And plus, this nanny's she's had a nanny.
Why isn't she used to you?
Because she's used to the nanny always being there. Mm. I knew that from the jump because I was the one that was leaving the house, and I was the one that was the breadwinner. That I knew that we needed someone there. We wanted a female there all the time, and I also wanted her to learn Spanish.
Right.
So I knew
she learned it from the nanny?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Since we had the nanny a week before GloZell came. So.
Well, we went on this thing, Urban Sitter, and then it's like an app for.
Yeah.
So the lady, one of them last week came in, and then I thought she was great. 100 reviews, all 5s. I'm like, this one, that one. Everyone's saying, I can't believe I was so fortunate. She leaves the daughter in front of the TV, and the daughter pooped, left her there for like 10, 15 minutes in her own poop. And then the other nanny came in and was like bad-mouthing that one, saying, don't use that one again. And then my wife's going to me, I don't feel comfortable leaving. I'm like, what do you...
Right.
I thought she seemed fine on paper. And then I was like, well, don't give her a good grade. I'm like, I'm not going to be one of those Yelp guys that shits on people. I just can't do that.
And do they know you? Because then you don't want to be blacklisted with the nannies.
Yeah, they know. They see who did it. And then, I called her and I said, hey, so how did it go? What did you guys do? And she's like, oh, well, we just basically watch TV, but mostly kid shows. I'm like, well, did you take her to the park or this and that? She's like, no, your wife didn't leave me an itinerary. I'm like, what is this, the military?
That's why GloZell's in so many classes. That way I know I can check with the teacher. She was there, you went there, and you're not sitting at home.
But she's one. She's a little young for classes.
GloZell was going before one.
Really?
Yeah, there's outside of the box where there's babies and you're learning, you're playing with noodles, you're filling things, they're dealing with paint. You're only in your diaper and you paint on the baby.
What's outside the box?
It's called outside of the box. Is a place where they deal with stimuli and children. So she wasn't even walking.
So I take her to the Zuga 3 times a week, but when I'm not home is when it's hard because
that's right. You have to, it costs a lot.
And then our nanny doesn't have a car with the car seat, so then
see, my nanny had to be a certain height and a certain age.
Why a certain height?
Because I'm tall, husband's tall. I'm like, this baby is going to be big, So you have to be able to reach in the car. We had people who were like, can you help me? Like, no. I need you to be able to put her in the crib or put her in the car seat, and your feet need to touch the ground.
I want to do like a show like America's Top Nanny, where you get a bunch of terrible kids and see how the nannies respond.
A lot of nannies are very short. You know, they're very short. And you're like, that's not gonna work.
Well, now
Was it hard for you to leave her at first? Obviously, like how did?
No.
No.
Not for me.
It's hard to. I always feel guilty if I sleep when the nanny's there with the baby.
No, that's what you needed. You can sleep.
I take a nap. I can't take a nap. I feel guilty.
You wouldn't feel that way if you knew the nanny.
No, like even when I know the nanny, I feel like I should be helping or something. Or
I did have to learn that. Like the first year, you're like so tired. Like, thank you, I'm gonna go sleep. But then you realize this person's not there to raise your child. It's to help you. You know. So even when the nanny's there, it's like, oh, I need to change the diaper. Like, okay, let's go do this. Because one person can't do it all. You're like, I'm paying you. I need you to wash the clothes, make sure everything's organized, take care of this kid, play with her outside. You know, that's a lot.
We had the other night. I went to Orlando, and I get back,
I'm from Orlando.
and I did a show. It was a show for Human Resources Convention, not the convention they want to book me at. But I'm like a lot of complaints. Lisa knew who to complain to, right? And then I get back the next day, and Violet's like she's happy because both of us are there.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like she's in bed by 8, and then she's up at 11. And then up at midnight, and then Bree is like, I'm like, can you deal with it? I just got back, and she then she comes with the baby and throws her on me, like a football, like you put her to bed. I got to be up in 6 hours. So then I'm like, so now she's in the bed with. So then I'm walking back and forth like for 45 minutes. I hear her snoring. Put her down. Yeah. Like, so then I'm like, I take her back into the room with us. She's in between us, and I'm like, I'm going to tell you a story. Once upon a time, there was a bear, who couldn't sleep because his mother bear was being selfish because father bear had a comedy show, and the whole, it was like me complaining through there. I go, yeah, and when he met Mother Bear on Tinder, he swiped right, and then he got her pregnant within 3 weeks. And she said, well, I'll keep the baby if we get married. So I proposed, but then she had a miscarriage.
You did not.
Yeah, this is the story.
This is the new Mother Goose story.
This is the mother. And then,
but Adam, you did not.
By the way, they want you to move up.
You
Adam.
did not say that.
It was part of the story.
So
then then she's like, yeah, well, Father Bear, Mama Bear wanted to have sex with Father Bear, and he said no, let's make it special. Turns out he banged the porn star that afternoon. Like this was the story that the baby was hearing. So
I'm gonna go rescue Violet. I'm gonna rescue Violet.
Where is my baby? To love me.
So this
oh
is,
my
this
gosh.
is the story. By the way, I have to say, when my wife had a miscarriage, which I'm sure she loves me talking about, but you sent us a gift bag, and you were the only one, and that was so nice because I was like, why are we getting fruit? Like and then my wife said, no, I think that was GloZell because she asked for your address. I go, that was the sweetest gesture. No one ever. I mean, people were high-fiving me like you're out of this one. No, but I'm kidding. But that was so nice. So I have to say, I like the things. There are certain things you remember people do.
Yeah,
you know, and that was really really sweet.
I mean, you could see, I just met you, but I could see that you guys.
We almost died
nice,
together.
That's right. We had a moment, but I could see that you guys have a very nice friendship.
I love Adam.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh no, she's the best. She's next level cool.
He took time to talk to me, and then I would.
And she blew up, and then she lapped everybody.
And it was just a weird connection because he was the last comic on the Tonight Show, and I just kind of felt like, good, like it was him,
That was the craziest.
So it's just, with Jay Leno, the Tonight Show still goes on, but I'm like, that was good.
Well, the crazy part of that story is that they didn't even, normally you go on the Tonight Show and they approve every one of your jokes, tell you yes, no, yes, no. Well, what happened was they wanted to get the Michael Jackson to play a Michael Jackson song, the band did, and they couldn't get the clearance for it. So then they're like, we need someone to fill 5 minutes. Like they called me that day. They're like, hey, can you get here in an hour? And I'm like, I didn't even have a clean pair of pants. I had to go buy jeans at Old Navy on the way to the Tonight Show. My dad had a shirt. He had to lend me one of his shirts. And then I get there and I'm like, man, I don't want to ask if these jokes are okay because what if they say no?
Right.
So I have no idea what's going to.
I didn't know that.
And then I get out there
crazy.
And then and like J-Lo was there. She was like the guest, but not on our show, but she was doing like a show the next day or something, but she recorded that day. So she had everyone's attention and no one's even talking to me. And I don't even know if these jokes are clean enough. So I go out there and my opening joke was like, I love Asian girls. That's why I hang out at traffic school. And then I look over and like at the end of the set, Jay's like, hey, great set, but I don't think we're gonna be able to say Asian. And I'm like, oh, okay, but they're still gonna air the set. He's like, yeah, you'll be okay. So then that night, all you hear was, hi, I love girls. That's why I hang out at traffic school. Like, so it made no sense, but it was okay to offend. They just lowered the word Asian, so you could offend all women.
Yes,
just not Asian women.
Right.
Which was like
who later on Ozil ends up going to school with. Yes,
which I think is brilliant. I think it's a brilliant thing. I do sometimes wonder. I think it's good that you're acclimating her with other. Otherwise, I feel like it's like there's like movies like that. Like Beverly Hills Ninja, remember with Chris Farley, where he joins a ninja troop or something. But I
want to make sure that that she's around several people, different people.
Smart.
It's more like a class of people as opposed to a race of people.
So if somebody wants to be like a successful video creator, what advice do you have for them?
Well, post. Most people, like, I was thinking about, I had some ideas about, and then they never post.
Yeah, that's the same thing with comedy.
They're just never like, oh, yeah, I'm thinking about doing a stand-up, and people say I'm funny, and, like, get on the stage.
Yeah.
And so if you're really consistent week after week, like, if you stick to a schedule, will it organically grow? I mean, obviously, that's
it will grow for anybody. If you put something out, and if people hate you, they will watch and hate you, and that will grow, so... You only need one person, one producer, one person. Like, oh yeah, put it in the movie. She's been, especially when you've been around this long. It's like, okay, she stood this test of time. We know how she is. Kevin Hart, who I hope everything is going well with him, called me. It was last month. Like, hey, why don't you come to my set in Canada? Flew me to Canada to interview his cast.
Wow.
Now, I did something with him. Like, I met him at a comedy club, like same time, so many years ago. But then, then you call me because it's not a comedy, and he wants to change up the audience. Because if it was a comedy, of course, his people are coming. But it's not a comedy. He's doing drama, and he thought of me. So if I had bad mouthed him or been in and out of jail or whatever, blah blah, you're like, here's somebody who's classy, who has YouTube following and on the internet, and that's what they want. A lot of people want that.
What I like about you though is you did it all yourself. Like,
thank you.
So many people are just waiting. You talk to 99% of people go, oh, my agent isn't getting me work.
Exactly, honey, they're not going to.
I mean, but you went out and you do it all yourself. And then a lot of people they put stuff up for like a month.
Right.
They don't go viral, and they go Like how many people I was like even this podcast company was like, hey, we're looking for new people to sponsor. You have any friends who do podcasts? And I asked like 10, and 9 out of 10 people are like, oh yeah, I did a podcast, but I'm waiting to get back to do it again because right now we're on hiatus. Everyone's on hiatus because
it's consistent. It's it's when I did a blog at the Tonight Show. I was calling myself doing it for the Tonight Show. I'm like, Jay might be reading it. That's one person.
Yeah.
Versus the million that was on YouTube that I didn't realize. I'm like,
if you could do it all again, would you do it the same way?
I would. Wow. I would, because I didn't know what I was doing. I was having fun, having a good time. I'm like, Jay needs to know who's out here. And that was to go even further, when I was at the University of Florida, Jay Leno did a set. So somehow I was connecting Jay Leno to my school. And when I get there, somehow I'll mention the University of Florida, and he's going to be like, I love you. But when I sat there, he did a lot of those things for different colleges. Like you just didn't know how things work. And
Now, were you in plays and stuff? And
yeah. Did a lot of plays. I have hundreds of plays.
So were you like the loud, annoying theater girl in college?
Why did I be loud and annoying? Yes, I am loud. Yes,
I always wanted to be a theater major, but then I looked at that crew and I was like, I can't hang out.
They're the nerds.
You don't want to do jazz hands in the lunchroom, Adam?
I just can't. There's like no. It's like there's no pussy involved, and it seemed like it was a lot of.
There is none involved. Yeah. None at all.
That's why I was there.
They do not recreate. They don't procreate. There's nothing. No fun.
There was, but it just seemed like there was obnoxious, annoying, loud people, but like that everyone think. I know Russell's
and
late.
you are not annoying or loud at all.
There's not enough room. There's too many annoying people in one room. So now I got you. You were at the MMA Awards.
Yes.
Presenting.
Yes.
And then you brought a little person.
Yes.
With you.
Literally a little person.
What's going on there? Who is this? How did you guys make
this? This is so crazy. I was doing a show at the Improv. Because what I can do is my audience, they don't need to be late at night. So the Improv or comedy clubs love me because I do a show at 3:00 in the afternoon. Doesn't mess up anybody else. You can still have your quote unquote real comic or whatever at night. And So I was doing the show and I reached out to some of my friends and she was like, "Oh, do you do a podcast?" And we said we were going to do a podcast. And it's back to what you're saying, because if I did it by myself, it would be done and I would be doing it. But I'm waiting with this person. And so now, anywho, so I'm like, I'm doing this MMA that's coming up award. She's like, okay, I'll do it. And she has connections, so because it was really hard to get the information about. It was.
I know. It was not my fault.
It was crazy. I'm like,
I
want to do it because I want to do something different. I'm trying to branch out. I'm like, that's about as different. You won't think of GloZell and MMA awards, but I had a great time.
They loved you.
I had a great time, and Stuttering John was there, and another comedian there. I can't remember his name that I know.
Gary Owen.
Yes. So I'm like, you want to do it? I'm like, I know Adam. He's a writer for the show, and that's.
But what's her name again?
Her name is Christy.
Christy.
And now she's pregnant.
But with that guy that she was with.
Yes, they have that. They're two.
But was she cheating or something?
She's married, but that's her boyfriend.
Oh, but she's not married to him.
No, she's not married.
Okay, because the sweet girl I meet at the MMA Awards, who's on Little People, Big World or something,
yes,
right? Or Little People LA. I'm like, what a sweetheart. I open up TMZ, it's like she's cheating and everyone's mad at her, and I'm like,
it's a little scandal.
Yeah.
Yes.
like you know what I'm talking about? Like that girl, the little.
No, but I need to look this up. Like,
yes, her name is Christy. Please check her out. And
but is her husband a big person? Or a regular person?
No, he's not regular size.
So he cheated on a little person with another little person.
Yes, but he's heavy set, so he's a bigger little person.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So
and now this one that she's got is young. See, she never had a baby with the husband, and then all of a sudden, you know.
So is the husband gonna leave her, right?
Well, they're divorcing. They've been separated and divorcing.
Technically not.
Yeah, so they not. It's not like surprise,
okay.
you know.
Now, do they sign the divorce papers on like a
the divorce?
receipt?
No, he has not.
Sorry.
He has not signed the divorce papers, but
all right.
So that's all crazy and juicy and all that. Check that out on
next season.
Next season of Little Women. Yeah. So anyway,
did she consult with you? Did she tell you like? Was she like, hey, I have a problem? No. Did she call you up and confide in you and ask for your advice?
Well, no, she was just letting me know because things were gonna break, you know, and I'm associated with it. And I'm like, okay, we'll see where this goes. You know, it's something with little people. People just kind of don't overly take it seriously. Like, oh, that's funny. That's cute.
Yeah, that's true.
They're just like, oh, they're having an affair.
Now, have any actors like
good for them
got mad at you because they consider YouTube stars not real actors, or have you got any kind of like?
A lot of people I have gotten. It has affected me because they have put YouTubers in movies and things, and they're like they can't act. So then when I'm up for, and they're like, no, I can't. I have a degree in this. I was doing this way before YouTube. And so you have to sometimes overly prove yourself if you get the chance, because there's been so many like, oh, they have numbers and they're actors because they're in front of people. But that doesn't mean that they have the skill.
You were on that billboard for a while.
Yeah.
See, I was driving my dad. I'm like, Dad, look, there's GloZell. It was like it was a YouTube movie with all YouTube stars.
Yes.
How'd that do, that movie?
It went well because, people tune in to see their YouTube fans, YouTube.
Like, I wonder if that actually works, though. Because sometimes I'm like, well,
it was on YouTube.
But yeah, you're right. But you see that sometimes we're like, oh, this guy's got 10 million followers. And then we'll book him at the comedy club and 6 people show up.
Right. Because there's we want to see you how we see you, and we see you for free.
Right.
So if you have 4 million and you need to fill up 200, you got to really promote sometimes. But a lot of times, it depends on what you do. People just want to see you. So I can book up something because they really don't care what I'm saying. They're like, I want to meet this person who did this. I want to meet the girl.
You also have a book out.
Yeah. So, yes, I do.
And what happened with your kids show? Do you have a kids show?
Yeah. On the, I have a kids channel. So you do those and you just kind of let that ride up.
And then what's GloZell Fest?
GloZell Fest is GloZell. I'm like, I don't want to wait till I'm dead for people to like, oh, we're going to have a festival in her name or name a school or something after. I'm like, I'll do it myself. Oprah got her own magazine.
That's
no one's putting her on the front, so she put herself on the front.
What and where and when?
Yeah, well, I do a festival where you just invite all the fans to come out, and usually you have sponsors, and we just have fun. Everybody wear green.
Where is this?
Well, at different places. I had it at YouTube Space the last time.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
I want a fest. How cool is that?
Yeah, I want to
go to GloZell Fest.
Can
we be invited?
Yes, come to GloZell Fest.
I'll wear green.
Yes, this up.
And is it hard being the center of attention at your own festival?
It's not hard being the center of attention when you're used to it, but it's different because I feel like I'm an introvert that acts extrovert. Especially when you're doing YouTube and it's just you and your camera. Now, when you go outside, then there's people coming up to you, and you're just like, that makes it easier than you having to go up to other people. But I would think that some people might think like, oh, she's got a funny attitude because she's not talking.
Right.
It's awkward.
People want you to be like all the time, and you're just not like that. Especially like if I'm with someone and I know that they can't stand it,
right.
Then you kind of
be more reserved.
Yeah, and
have any like celebrities or rappers try to like get in your DMs and then have Kevin angry at them?
I mean, he would have to know to be angry. So.
Oh, that's a good point.
Why would I be stupid enough
but
to
he's
be
military.
Like,
he's like
why would I be stupid enough to let him know that?
That's true. I always feel guilty sometimes. Even like I don't tell Bree because she's like
I was wondering actually on the way here. I'm like, here's what it will make. Like those girls are like muscular and have like no clothes on top of just being a comedian.
Not the fighter girls, but it's sometimes like after shows, girls be like, oh, what are you doing later? Or waitresses, and I'm like, and I'll be like, yeah, I'm married. I'm a little big.
And
loser.
they don't care.
Well, a lot of times I'll just show them pictures of like my kid. I'm like, hey,
that'll do it.
Want to see my baby? Like I like cock block myself, like
there
hey.
You go. And his wife is gorgeous, so that helps too.
But she's gorgeous and sweet.
She's beautiful.
But then sometimes like yesterday I was like, I get too comfortable. Like yesterday I was having like terrible diarrhea all day, and
another friend of
was
mine
this
had
before or
diarrhea.
after I was at your house?
It was right before and after.
Oh, okay.
But I was like, babe, do you have any Pepto-Bismol? I have terrible diarrhea. And she goes, you don't have to tell me everything. I was like, she's like, there are some things I'm like, well, I wanted to get points for this somehow.
Save that for the waitress.
Yeah. So I was like, I asked her, and she's like, and then I had hemorrhoids last week. She's like, I don't want to hear about your hemorrhoids. I'm telling you. Like,
having a lot of anal problems.
Goodness gracious, had little raisins growing out your hole.
I know hemorrhoids just from like stress and being on the phone while going to the bathroom. That's like one of the causes. And
being on the phone?
Because you sit there so long, and your hole is just open.
It's bad. It's just bad because
you got to sit on the side.
Yeah, I mean there are things I have to work on. Like sometimes I'll go home, and I know my wife is like waiting for me.
So I'm just gonna hide it.
And I know the baby's in there, so I'll go home. I'm just not ready yet.
I'll sit in the car.
I sit in the car for like 15. Do you do that too? Yes. And then like. And then she's like, "Hey, creep, get inside." She'll text me, "Hey, creeper, like I could see you in the car." And then 2 days ago, she came in the room, and I thought they were going to the museum or something, and they came back, and I was fucking exhausted. So I heard "Dada," so I pretended to sleep, and she caught me. She's like, "You just pretend to go to sleep," and I was like, no.
Busted.
Yeah. She's like, see, Daddy doesn't want to hang out with us to the baby.
No.
Yeah.
Well,
I was like, no, I want to hang out with the baby. No, I want to.
You do the baby goes wrestling.
Yeah.
That is so funny.
She loves it.
And she
did the elbow drop on somebody 2 weeks ago.
She grabs people. I have to be like, no, like you can't.
But Daddy do it.
Yeah, you can't.
She came to Ozo's birthday party, and she was one of the youngest ones there, and you wouldn't have known it.
Oh no, she loves.
She climbed up on everything. She was like, "Okay, move out the way, big kids. There's something I want to get on."
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh," Bree's like, "Wait, what?" I'm like, she's fine. This child is fine."
So
back up.
So, GloZell's in the next chapter. You conquered YouTube.
I've conquered YouTube.
And you're in acting class.
Yes, I take an acting class and scene study. And that really, it was like prepared me because I was ready for set,
That's
even though
awesome.
every set is different, but I felt more confident.
Is it an on-camera class or is it like a theater class? Or?
It's on camera.
Who's your teacher?
Robert Divanzio.
And you
Italian.
And you work and now is it hard like to take direction? You're like, look.
No, it's not hard to take direction because at this point you're definitely humbled, but it's really weird when you're in class with people who are like, one, they're fans, and then two, you're like, yeah, I'm doing trolls, I'm doing this, but I don't get the stuff that I audition for. I get great things, but not the things that I audition for. So that hasn't happened yet. Like I audition for something and I get that. But meanwhile, I'm going to red carpets, yes.
What's something you audition for that you're like, I would have loved to get that?
Well, a lot of Netflix things. I'm usually up against this Yvette Nicole Brown or Sherry Sherry
Shepherd.
or Kim Whitley. It's like, but they're the actors, and
But their resumes are just so deep.
Right. It's like don't you have enough jobs? So when I see them, I'm just like, why? What? I don't even know why you even have to audition. I just go in. I'm like, I might as well just take pictures. Like, here we are.
The worst is when like
they're gonna get it.
You're waiting to go in, and then someone's leaving with the guy who went in before. You're like, hey, so tell the wife I said hello, and then they're like, oh, tell the kids, and they're like making out, and you're like, I'm not getting.
I get that because usually the person who's walking in there is not the person that's casting. They're like, oh my gosh, I love you so much, and I watched you. Da 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 da. And you're like, yeah, but
yeah,
I'm like, oh, I auditioned for that. I see it. I'm like, oh, it's when you see those three, you're like, oh, GloZell auditioned for that.
Well, suppose we arranged to have the gunman.
I'm like, yes.
Well, I'm not happy that you've been humbled, but I'm also like, I'm also like shocked because all you see is your success.
Well, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Well, that's what everybody, because anybody who's successful, what all have they, didn't get?
Well, a lot of people though, you don't see their success,
right?
But you see like.
Thank you.
And you've been around. You've stood the test of time.
My fans have kids, and they're going about the business and blah blah blah, and from kids to mothers to dads to it's all. So I'm thankful, and
That was me. I have an Adam's apple now. Look at how I've grown.
Oh my goodness.
Nice. Well, so
wait a minute. Are you saying you were a girl?
No, but I didn't even go through puberty when I first started watching you.
There you go.
I didn't even have the peach fuzz yet. So
and
we've been through such a journey. Look at us.
What? We almost died.
Right, we almost died together.
Yes.
It's a coming of age story.
Yes, it is.
So we should wrap this up because we got Russell coming.
Yeah.
This one now. What
are you going to stay with us?
Ciao. No.
What do you got coming up?
I'm opening for Mary Lynn Rice Gubb at the Irvine Improv September 15th. I'm performing at RuPaul's Drag Con at the Javits Center this weekend, and I'm headlining Caroline's October 30th. Please buy tickets, so it's going to be me and my mom.
And GloZell, what do we got?
Oh, I have, I'm going to be at Vanity Fair in November. Woo! They're doing a spread on May. And I'm doing a show in Orlando Comedy Improv on November 9th. So I'm coming back home. Make sure y'all check that out. And of course, I'm doing a movie that's coming out on Christmas. It's going to be on Ion Network. Check me out on YouTube. I'm still there, y'all. So and Instagram at GloZell on all social media.
Now,
love you.
What's a spread? It's
like a full like
legs open. No, they take a picture and they did you nasty.
No, I was being
it's like
serious.
Spread in the magazine. It's like multiple pages.
But I know spread is like on the Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition. Like she got a full spread. It's like her with bikinis and stuff. All right, fine.
Adam, nobody's believing that. No, nobody's believing that at all.
I will be in Edmonton this week at the comic strip at the Edmonton. It's the biggest mall in North America.
That's right.
At the comic strip. Then I'm at the House of Comedy in Phoenix, Arizona, September 18th to the 22nd. By the way, we had our first fan come to a show.
I know.
This girl came. She's like, I listen to Daddy Issues all the time.
Aww.
So thank you to that. And sorry for calling you creepy. The girl sitting by herself.
Yeah, we didn't mean that.
She was super sweet. And then at Myrtle Beach, October 2nd to the 6th at the Carolina Comedy Club and Tiff's Comedy Club in Morris Plain, New Jersey. Is that where you're from? You're from
No,
Staten
I'm from
Island.
Staten Island. You want me to be from Jersey.
And then October 21st to the 27th at the Las Vegas Laugh Factory. So
awesome. And I will take all your leftovers for any cruise.
Yeah, please do all of them.
Yes,
please.
Well, thank you so much for being here.
This has been amazing.
I wouldn't want to be almost
Dean. You were not missed.
Not dare you, Dean.
Dean.
It's probably with Lilo and Stitch right now.
Probably.
Yes. Thank you guys.
Love y'all.
Woo.